What's a happening, nerds? This is John nerding out with cards. I know I already did, like a 2025 summary video, but yeah, I'm just like everybody else. Yeah, keep buying cards and things like that. The first thing I want to talk about is this past Sunday. That was really cool because I got to go to a card show and that was pretty awesome. I know Jerry, he already did a video, but I got to meet him in person. Joe was there. Seam O'Brien was there, and then Tom, Keishi, 1967, he was there. That was that was really cool because it's when I ran into him, he recognized me, and next thing you know, we start talking and stuff, and then Jerry walks up, and all three of us are veterans too, which was kind of neat for me. And so we got to kind of shoot the shit a little bit, and that was a whole lot of fun. As far as the show went, I only picked up one card, and I think that's just kind of like my thing is these shows, especially here in the St. Louis area. The cards aren't really a big deal. It's more so like the other stuff that I collect because the prices there are just so much better than like the LCS. Definitely better than the eBay when you consider shipping and tax. So that's kind of what I focused on. One item, I got a Yadier Molina garden gnome. That was a stadium giveaway. I forget what year, but my mom, she's all into gnomes and everything, so I gave that to her. So I don't have it to show. One of the really cool bobbleheads I've been wanting to get. It was on a theme night, but I got this Jason Tatum bobblehead, and that'll go really cool with his rookie card that I have, and then his 2025 Topps first pitch card. It comes in this neat box. So I'll find a spot over there to put those. And then, being, active Coast Guard and everything, I've never really gotten into these stadium giveaways, these tumblers, but I got the military tumbler that they gave away this past year. There was a couple bobbleheads I was looking for, and I didn't see them at the show, so I got these things instead. But pretty sweet. The handles is a bat, so I thought that was pretty cool, especially as I enter my veteran days here soon. But I did get one card, and I think it'd be pretty neat to talk about a little bit more because they had both versions, and so the card is the 1952 Red Shandy's Redman, and at the table they had both without tab, which obviously was what you see, and the one with tab. And I know that most collectors want it with the tab, and it makes sense because it is more valuable, right? I did get this one cheaper because, well, it doesn't have the tab. I'm not going to get heavy into this set, and I thought having the 52 Shandy's would be really cool to have. I don't know if I'm going to get all the years in which he was in there, but you know, these things, the tabs were meant to be cut off, and so I think it's kind of neat to have it as, in my opinion, intended. Like he has was a 1960 like Lake to Lake. It was a Braves card, and that the card was like redeemed or whatever because it would have a hole punched in it. And I do want to get a copy of that card, but I want one with a hole punched in it because that's how it was meant to be done. And so I wanted this Shandy's card, preferably without the tab like you see here. And like I said, the table had both, and I could have got either one. Hell, I could have got both, but this is the one that I wanted, and that's just a matter of personal preference, right? But that's all that I got at the show. But like I said, it was really cool. I got to be there for a couple hours or so, and like I said, getting to meet up with those guys was, I thought, really neat. Like a little mini meetup kind of thing. Uh, One card I got in the mail. I'm gonna save that for this upcoming weekend. But I did get a couple Ken Boyer cards, and when I was on the video hosted by Rusty and Jay, where Chris and and Joe were also on there, where we were representing the Cardinals and kind of going through their history, pre-war to vintage. Chris had showed a 1956 Ken Boyer card, and I have the 1956 Ken Boyer, but most of you all know that set came in grayback and whiteback, and Chris's was the grayback. And that really kind of motivated me to just go ahead and pick this up, because it is inexpensive. So now I have both the grayback and the whiteback, filling that small little hole in my collection. This is a big time card for me, because I'm really wanting to go after those food issue Ken Boyer cards. And this came in today, the 1961 Bazooka. Awesomely ungraded, which is my preference for my collection. But now I have two of Ken Boyer's Bazooka cards, the 61 and the 64. Awesome. And then this one, I'm going after the Yachty Topps Gold Run. And I got the 2013, which is amazing. Serial numbered out of 2013. This one happens to be number 6, which I think is kind of sweet, because, here in St. Louis, 6 is a serious number. Stan's number, and that's for a coffee soft drink promotion here in town, if you didn't know, for one of the gas stations. That's the thing. 6 is a serious number. But my favorite image of a Yachty card, it's got him and Wayno on there. So that's a huge addition. I do have one more coming in the mail sometime, but I just ordered that like last night because it popped up for $4 after shipping. But anyway, what that'll leave me is I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have 4 more cards after that one comes in. So at this moment, there's 5 more cards that I need for my Yachty Topps Gold Run. Awesome stuff. Yeah, this will be like a quick, pickup mail day video, going over the card show, going over some mail day cards, because they do tend to pile up on us, don't they? And I don't want to make this too terribly long. But, you can see, this is how I'm nerding out, and you nerd your own way.